Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is your shortcut to getting really well-informed on some powerful ideas. And today, we are diving deep into David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind, Defy Odds. It's quite something.
Absolutely. Our mission here is basically to pull out the core wisdom, the really actionable stuff from this source. We want to give you a kind of distilled understanding of his whole philosophy and maybe how you could, use it.
Yeah, and this really isn't your standard self-help book. It's sort of a mix, isn't it? Part intense memoir, part self-help, part just pure motivation. It details a personal journey that's pretty extreme, but I think it offers lessons for almost anyone looking to tap into their own potential.
Exactly. That's the heart of it, really, unlocking what's inside you. And his method is all about mastering your mind and maybe surprisingly actually embracing challenges, embracing discomfort.
Okay, so let's unpack that. To really get Can't Hurt Me, you kind of have to start with Goggins himself, where he came from. His early life was incredibly tough. It really sets the stage for the transformation later. Talking poverty, serious abuse, racism, even learning disabilities. He had very low self-esteem, he was overweight, and honestly, he failed a lot before things started to turn around.
And that background is so important because it shows why his decision was so radical. Instead of letting all that define him, he decided consciously to callous his mind. He talks about it like training, deliberately training his brain the way soldiers train their bodies for combat. It's about building real resilience, mental strength by intentionally facing difficult things.
And the results are just, wow, pretty astounding. Through what he describes as extreme discipline, pain, suffering, he completely reshaped himself. From that kid who was struggling, he becomes a Navy SEAL, this world-class endurance athlete. And now he's a huge motivational figure for millions. It seems like he really lives this stuff. You definitely hit on a key point there. If you boil it all down, the core message of Can't Hurt Me seems to be this. You are capable of far more than you think. That's the first part. But then the qualifier. But only if you master your mind, embrace suffering, and break your own mental limits. It's not just a tagline. It's really the foundation of the whole book. It demands you rethink what you think you're capable of. So, okay, we see Goggins' incredible story. But the question for you listening is, how does this actually apply to normal life? Not just SEAL training or ultra marathons. Goggins breaks his philosophy down into some key lessons. These are the actionable insights. Let's start with a big one, the 40% rule. This is a kind of surprising idea. When you feel like you're done, you've only used 40% of your potential. I mean, think about that. We all hit that wall, right? End of a long day, trying something hard. It's almost unsettling to think we feel completely spent, but we're only at 40%.
It is unsettling, and it makes you question, well, what's happening in our minds then? Why are we stopping? Goggins suggests it's almost like a built-in safety mechanism, maybe a survival instinct. Our brain tells us stop, conserve energy, long before we're actually truly empty. The 40% rule is about recognizing that signal but consciously pushing past it. Accessing those reserves our mind tries to hide. It really highlights the huge gap between what we feel are our limits and what they might actually be.
So it's not just gritting your teeth, it's understanding that your mind might be kind of tricking you into quitting early.
Precisely. Recognizing that feeling of done is often just a mental suggestion, not a hard stop.
Okay, building on that, pushing past limits, he has this other powerful idea. Callous your mind. The analogy is pretty direct. Just like hands get tougher with work, your mind gets stronger through pain and effort. Seems simple, but there's more to it.
Oh, definitely. It's deeper than just be tough. Callousing your mind, in his view, isn't just about enduring pain. It's about actively changing your relationship with discomfort. It's almost like desensitizing yourself, teaching your brain that what feels like a limit is often flexible. By intentionally seeking out things that are hard, you literally build stronger mental pathways for handling stress. It's about building genuine mental fortitude.
That sounds demanding, like it requires constant effort.
It absolutely does. It's not something you achieve once. It's an ongoing, deliberate process of seeking discomfort to grow.
Right. So to make these ideas practical, he offers a tool. A very direct one, the accountability mirror. He describes it as this daily practice, standing in front of a mirror and just being brutally honest with yourself. Stop lying to yourself, basically.
Yes, and that self-honesty piece is critical. You can't really grow or change if you're not honest about where you are right now. The accountability mirror forces you to confront the gap between who you are and who you want to be without the usual excuses or, the stories we tell ourselves. It's about stripping all that away.
Okay, this next one can feel really counterintuitive for a lot of people. Embrace the suffering. Goggins says, pain is not your enemy, it's your training partner.
Yeah.
That sounds intense, maybe even extreme.
Yeah.
How does he differentiate between, like, productive suffering for growth and just unnecessary pain or self-destruction?
That's a really important question. He's not advocating for pointless pain or hurting yourself. Think about it like physical training. You apply controlled stress, lifting weights, running, and your muscles adapt and get stronger, right? Or even in therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy, where facing uncomfortable thoughts helps reduce their power. Goggins applies that same principle broadly. He sees discomfort not as something to avoid at all costs, but as the actual stimulus needed for growth. It requires a big mental shift, viewing pain as constructive rather than just negative.
Okay. And the last key takeaway we'll cover. No excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Goggins is very clear. Don't let your past define you. You control your future with action. He seems to be the living proof of this.
Yeah, and what's powerful here is the absolute emphasis on personal responsibility. It connects to psychological ideas like having an internal locus of control, believing you are in charge of your destiny, not outside forces. Goggins pushes this to the extreme. He essentially argues that no matter your background, your circumstances, the power lies with you to take action and shape your future. It directly challenges blaming things outside yourself.
It's definitely compelling stuff. So for you listening, maybe the question is, how do these principles, even if they seem extreme, resonate in your own life? Where do you hit that 40% wall? What part of your mind could use some callousing to handle challenges better? Do you need that accountability mirror moment to get real with yourself about something? Is there suffering or discomfort you're avoiding that might actually be a growth opportunity? And, maybe most importantly, where are the excuses holding you back from taking action?
Yeah, ultimately, can't hurt me is this raw, powerful argument for human potential. It's about the incredible change possible through mental mastery, through believing you can overcome things if you're willing to do the really hard work, especially that inner work.
So I'll leave you with one last thought to chew on, straight from David Goggins. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Go out there, explore your own boundaries, and maybe push them a little.